What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ronan22. In today's video I have my reading log for the month of June. Now, I read a good amount of stuff this month, some really great series, some classics, some brand new series that just got released, some physical and digital stuff. So yeah, really excited to show you guys all the stuff that I read this month. So yeah, let's get started. First volume I read is Golden Kamuy, volume 13. You already know I love me some Golden Kamuy. I think it's one of the best seinen series. I think it's one of the best series currently right now, ongoing. And yeah, this volume basically was trying to break into the prison arc. This is right around, I think, towards the end of it. So it's like right around towards the ending of the season 2. So I think there's one more volume and then that arc will be completed. So yeah, I definitely need to pick up more Golden Kamuy volumes because this series is just fantastic. Alright, next up we have Blue Giant volume 3 and 4. This is an omnibus, and this series right here, I have to say, is super underrated because this series has been really good in my opinion. It's a really great coming of age story about a boy who is inspired to be the best jazz musician, and he shows a lot of promise and talent in playing jazz. And this is just a great series. I'm just shocked that not that many people are picking it up because it is a fun series to read. The main character is really enthusiastic. He's a really fun main protagonist. And yeah, this volume basically just dives in more into him growing as a jazz musician, getting better, and also, you know, striving his goal as he graduates high school and tries to become his own man, I guess you could say. So this was a great volume, and definitely looking forward to the next one. It should be coming out pretty soon, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking that one up. Alright, next up I read a bunch of Jujutsu Kaisen volumes, starting off with volume 0. As some of you may know, this is actually a prequel volume, so this is basically taking place before the main story of Jujutsu Kaisen. So it's with a whole new main protagonist, and his name is Yuta. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed his character. I especially really loved this volume. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting. Like, I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but it definitely exceeded even more my expectations going into this volume. So this volume right here is what the new movie is going to be based off of. So I'm really looking forward to the new movie. I see some people say that they are confused when they read volume 0. And I think it's just because since this is a prequel story, they think they can read this before the whole main story of Jujutsu Kaisen. If I was you going into this series, never reading it, I would say read the first volume through 4, maybe 4 volumes of the main story line of Jujutsu Kaisen, and then go read the prequel, because I think the prequel also expects you to know some of the characters that are in the series already. So I would say wait a couple bit of volumes, read a little bit like 1 through 4, then go into read the prequel, because I think it'll enhance your enjoyment. But yeah, like I said, I was reading a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen volumes, and I read volumes 7 through 10. Now, I had to read these volumes on the Shonen Jump app, actually, because, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen has been popping like crazy, man. Like, everybody's picking up this series, so it's like if you don't pre-order it, you're probably not gonna get these volumes to you anytime soon, just because the popularity of the series has skyrocketed. And obviously probably with the pandemic it hasn't helped either. But yeah, these volumes are great. Especially loved seeing the past of Gojo, and you get to see him fighting Toji, which is becoming one of my favorite characters. Both of them are like my favorite characters in the series, so that fight was really hype. And yeah, right now I'm on, I think, the Shibuya arc, I think that's what it's called, and I heard so many great things about that arc, and lots of things are happening in this volumes. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm trying to not read this manga on the Shonen Jump app too much because I just really want to read these volumes when they come to me. But it is very tempting to read and catch up with these volumes in the Shonen Jump app because it just will be a whole lot easier. But I just want to really enjoy this series physically. Next up, I read One Punch Man Volume 22. Love me some One Punch Man. I mean, who doesn't love One Punch Man? It's just such a fun series. It's very simple, and yeah, the characters were great. This is basically got to see more action with Child Emperor and also Zombie Man, which Zombie Man was pretty cool, I have to admit, you know. And yeah, I really love the series. I love that it really focuses a lot on a lot of the side characters and the side heroes, sometimes more than Saitama. Even though we all know Saitama's like the strongest and most badass character, it really dives in a lot with the side characters, which is really fun. So yeah, it was really great to have this volume. There was a pretty big long gap between volume 22 and 21, so that sucked that it took a while to get this volume. But you know, anytime I get a One Punch Man volume, it's always great. Alright, next up, I read 2 volumes of Blood on the Tracks. You already know I love me some Blood on the Tracks. It is becoming probably my favorite out of all the things I've been picking up recently. Just Blood on the Tracks is just so addictive to read, and yeah, the drama in this series is just intense. Just recently read volume 6 because it just came out like only a couple days ago. So this volume was crazy. Oh man, I would love to get more into it, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it yet. But both these volumes were just intense, and just the drama's going crazier and crazier with the, you know, mother and child of the series, and man, she's just crazy. But yeah, this series is awesome, and I can't wait till the next volume comes out. Alright, so the next manga I read was a brand new volume that had recently came out, and it is definitely my most anticipated release that had came out all year, and that is Fist of the North Star Volume 1 in this really beautiful hardcover edition. And yeah, I still can't believe I own Fist of the North Star. It is a series I never thought was actually going to get a re-release. Some of you may know that I think Raijin Comics back in the days used to have the rights to Fist of the North Star. So, you know, I never thought Viz would get their hands on this and release it, but really glad I have it. Not going to go too in depth with the series. I did a first impressions video. You guys can check it out and see what my thoughts are in this volume. But yeah, this is a pretty cool one to have. Alright, the next up, I read 20th Century Boys Perfect Editions Volume 10 and 11. I actually just finished reading 11 today. And yeah, this is basically completes 20th Century Boys. And obviously there's a continuation, 21st Century Boys. So I had to still read that volume to get my, I guess, real conclusion. But yeah, this was a pretty fun read. I've really been enjoying 20th Century Boys so much. I really love the drama. I love the sci-fi. And I have to admit, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels pretty, you know, ironic that, you know, 20th Century Boys, they have this whole virus, you know, ending the world type of thing going on. And it's like we are going through a pandemic ourselves with a virus. So it's like pretty ironic. I don't know if it's just me that's feeling that way, but this series has been really fun. I'm really hoping that this series sticks to landing. And yeah, I really love 20th Century Boys a lot. Alright, so lately I have been, like I said, reading on the Shonen Jump app, and I had just started reading this brand new series that had just came out on the app, and that is called Blue Box. Now, Blue Box is a romance sports series that's about these 2 characters, one female, she's on the basketball team, and one male character who is on the badminton team. And she and him become friends, and eventually she has to move, or at least her parents are going to move away but she doesn't want to move away because she still wants to continue going to school and play basketball. I think she has 1 year left of playing basketball in high school, and I think it is high school, but she eventually has to live with a male character because both their parents went to school with each other and they were friends. So obviously it's going to be this whole big romance between the two characters. But this series has been really fun to read. I've been really enjoying this a lot. Usually I haven't seen that many romance sports series. Usually it's one or the other. Like if it's a romance series, it's just a romance series. If it's a sports series, it's a sports series. Like you'll usually have some romantic interest in a series, but not like this. This is a very unique and creative manga, I have to say, and I really enjoy the artwork. The characters have been fun. The one thing I like about this series a lot is the romance between the two characters feel very realistic and very genuine, where some manga romances, I have to say, I always hated. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like when they prolong the romance all the way into the ending of the series. I hope it's not going to be like that with this series, but so far I've been enjoying it a lot. You know, I think romance series have gotten better over the years and have become a little bit more realistic. So if you guys haven't checked out this series yet, I definitely recommend it. I think you guys would enjoy it. Alright, so the next thing I did read on the Shonen Jump app is a brand new release title called Chojin X. This is actually done by the same creator as Tokyo Ghoul. So I read 2 chapters of that because there's so far just 2 chapters. And definitely you can tell when you read it, it's definitely done by a Tokyo Ghoul creator. It almost feels like it's in the same universe as Tokyo Ghoul. And so far I have to say I enjoyed these first 2 chapters. It's definitely in the same realm as Tokyo Ghoul. I have to say, you know, Suishida art style, I have to say, got even better. Like if you enjoy the artwork in Tokyo Ghoul, I think you might even enjoy the artwork in here a little bit better, because I love Tokyo Ghoul art style, but sometimes it was hard to make out some of the panels and what was going on in the panels itself. But you know, Ishida has a unique art style. But yeah, this series is definitely bonkers. It's a little weirder than even Tokyo Ghoul in my opinion, but so far I'm enjoying it, and I look forward to more from the series. But yeah, that is pretty much all the manga I've read this month. Now I did read also a bunch of comics, but I left it out because I am going to be doing a graphic novel haul pretty soon. I don't know when, but I'm definitely going to be dropping a graphic novel haul. So I wanted that to be a little bit of a surprise what the series I did read. And yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. If you enjoy comics, that's going to be a good one. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I would love it if you guys like, comment, subscribe, and your boy's out.